Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Man Cave Meals. Today we're going to make a little bit of homemade pizza sauce, and I'm going to use my own minor variation of the Ken Forkish flour, water, salt, yeast pizza sauce recipe. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is we're going to have a look at all the ingredients. You want to get these out and get them together. You're going to want a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes. And tomatoes make all the difference in the world. If you can get these San Marzano tomatoes for your sauce, do that. You want to get the best quality ingredients you can get for this. So we're going to use one 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes. Then we're going to have 1 tablespoon, or about 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to have 1.5 teaspoons of fine grained sea salt. We're going to have 1 clove of freshly minced garlic, and I like to mince that on my microplane grater. Then we're going to have 1/2 of a teaspoon of sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of dried oregano, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of dried chili pepper flakes. So that's what all is going in this sauce. And what I want to do, these tomatoes are whole tomatoes, so I'm going to run them through my food mill. And my particular food mill has 3 different coarsenesses of die plates here, and I like to use the medium one. A lot of people will want to use the fine, but I think I like the results I get with the medium plate better. So I'm going to install that in my food mill, and then we're going to run these tomatoes through that. Okay, I've got that plate installed in my food mill, so I'm going to dump this whole can of tomatoes right into the food mill. And then we're just going to run those through the mill. And when you get those pushed all the way through, you're going to want to scrape off the bottom of the mill with a spatula to get what's hung up down there. And then you end up with your mixing bowl here full of a nice, fresh tomato sauce. And we've got one more step I'm going to do with that. This is really runny, and it's runnier than a lot of people like. So I'm going to drain some of the liquid off of this. I set a strainer over another bowl, and then I'm going to put this in here, and I'm only going to let it strain there for just a second. And we're going to get that liquid, and what I've got here, this liquid that I've got, I'm going to discard half of that. I'm going to put half of that back in and toss the other half out, just so we can give the sauce a little thicker consistency. So back into my mixing bowl, we're going to add that 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1.5 teaspoons of fine sea salt, our garlic, our sugar, our oregano, and then our chili pepper flakes. And I'm going to take my spatula and we're just going to stir that to get that completely combined. And then I'm just going to pour that into a mason jar. And that little bit that I have left over is going to be just enough for the pizzas I'm doing today. Your best bet on this pizza sauce is to make it a day or 2 in advance max. I wouldn't make it any sooner than that. Give it at least 12 hours. Give it a chance to mature and give those flavors a chance to meld. Keep that in a jar in the refrigerator for up to 5 to 7 days. I wouldn't keep it any longer than that. If you're not going to use all of that sauce on pizzas within the first few days that you make it, use it, make a tomato sauce, make a spaghetti sauce out of it, brown some ground beef and put that in there and serve it with pasta or do something with it. Don't let that go to waste, because that's really good sauce, really good tasting. Give this a try. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.